after the guy you voted for or whatever, man, it opened up the floodgates. Now we got Uncle Luke running. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
The floodgates been open though, man. We didn't have
But that's
racists up
not.
in that motherfucking everything else. Go ahead.
Bro,
But we
we
forget.
had we
But
didn't
we
have the
forget.
Anthony Weiner. We didn't have all the dude
Hold
who
on.
went and took off and ran off on the what's that the trail when he left his wife or whatever. That one senator who disappeared for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I understand it's been open, but god dang, now
I
like
mean,
why not?
I guess I just have a problem with any black man that wants to help others that do not look like him
but hold on. But I
more
mean,
than those that do. Go ahead.
but he's fighting for his borough. I mean, he's fighting for his district. You know what I'm saying? His tone is, yo, my shit's been this poor since I was a kid, and it's still this poor. So I'm trying to figure out what are you guys really doing on the hill for us? If I need to go find out for myself, so I'm gonna run so I can find out what's going on for myself. Why this district is still this poor? Because understand the history of Florida is horrible, right?
Terrible.
The history of us being
Terrible.
used and abused, man, especially down in Miami. Miami was built.
Palm Beach. Palm
So,
Beach. Yeah, go ahead.
so to understand that for me, yeah, he raised up on a negative piece of our. Now I can't even say it's negative piece of our culture because as a Kukui, my dad's Kenyan, like I seen the same booty shaking here in the U.S. as I did in the summers in Kenya. Okay. Now it was in a different music. The music was different. The words might have been different, but the action and the feel that I felt as a young man was the same as I did when I'm watching it here. Right. So it's still the same. We may not want to admit it. We may not want to say we are the same, but yo, we really are. We just separate in a time warp, right? Because of the whole slavery thing. But in essence, we the same. We put hot sauce and spice because we get. You go over there, they put hot sauce. It's the same, bro. It's just that we've been taught that we're not the same, and we've been taught that one is better than the other, right? So when we come into the same space, we already come to the same. We come in that same space as trying to be who's better, who's dominant. That's the same thing of the William Lynch lecture. Hey, we're going to convince them that they're against each other instead of with each other, right? So Luke, that rose up on the back of the negative piece of us, right, is trying to do something positive, which is going to be hard to do because it's going to be hard to cut that tie.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
it's not Luther Campbell running. It's Uncle Luke. And
right.
Right.
I don't have my problem is not with what he put out. My problem is the division that he likes to place, right? Again, there's this whole FBA movement thing, right? Because Sully said there are those that are taught that one is better than the other, you know, and I've always had much love when I met Africans and shit. Much love, no matter where they come from. And I asked the same question because I've heard it, you know, I've heard the whispers and shit, except for two guys. But I'm always like, yo, what is the issue that a lot of Africans have with black people? And only one answered the question to where it made sense, and it was she's not Eritrean. She was what's the other joint? What was Selassie? What was he? Fucking Ethiopian, right? And she was like, you don't understand. We taught to stay away from y'all. They constantly feed us bad information about y'all. You know what I'm saying? On a daily basis. Now, you take that from a kid who grew up in the 90s, we had the African medallions and shit. Remember that shit, Ed?
X-Clan. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The little leather joints. That was, you know, our thing. It's a different world. The episodes, that's how some of us learned about apartheid that was going on.
Right. But you understand that you understand media though, right?
Yeah,
you understand that the greatest
goes both ways. That goes both ways. Sorry, Sully.
Go ahead.
The folks over in Africa, the only way they saw us is what Sully was hitting on was through the screen. It was those images that they projected or whatever. Because a lot of them actually, hey, you know 50 Cent? Like we all ain't like that or whatever. And then, like you said, we learned about certain things through the television as well, like HBCUs. You know, my family never really traveled, whatever. So my first time ever knowing about an HBCU was through a different world. You know, when they was wearing those hoodies with all the African joints on and whatever, all those black colleges, whatever. That's the first time I ever seen.
So like my grandmother, my stepfather's mother, when I got back from Kenya, when I finally got back from the States, and I was like, listen, I own my property in Kenya. I have a place I'd like for you to come out and visit. She goes, why would I want to go there? Everybody's poor. She's black. She's like, and I remember her applauding, taking me to clean white people's houses in North Carolina and applauding how big their houses were on her hands and knees as she's cleaning, right? And then when I come back to her and say, hey, I want to put you in first class and fly you to Kenya with me to hang out for a week and see the animals, she goes, why would I want to go there? They're sick, AIDS, and rotten and sick. I want to take me to Paris. If you want to do something grim for me, grandbaby, take me to Paris. I said, but it smells like piss in Paris. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like the girls don't even take a shower after you have something with them. I said, I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. So it broke my heart. So to that same point, like, even when I come out here, I'm an ambassador for black people. I feel like I'm literally an ambassador for African Americans everywhere I go. And I've been to 38 countries, right? And I realize we have all been falsely represented by somebody that hates us, but also wants to be us. So it's our job to accept that and like change the narrative as best as we can.
I feel that, but you know how I fight that? I accept those that are level-headed enough to have a decent conversation. Or even if you're not having a conversation, you're just good people. You know what I'm saying? Like you get the Cynthia Erivo's, you get what's the young lady that was part of the organization. You can just name them off, and it's all of these negative phrases, akata, and all this other bullshit that you hear. You look at the text, and it's like lazy Black Americans and shit. You know what I mean? And you constantly hearing this shit, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? And so when you get these black folks that say, all right, it's time to delineate this what we gonna be, right? And those of you are cool, it is what it is, you know. But those of you are not, all right, let's do this. And then you get Luke as if he ain't been here long enough to know the struggle. He knows both worlds. And then it's like the contempt in his voice. It's like, I just don't have the respect for him. It's not like he's speaking in the way you are, because what you're saying is true. I mean, you know, until I met I got a homegirl named Ifoma Ama. She's Nigerian. Until I met some people, I met some beautiful French. Oh, Jesus Christ, some beautiful French girls they were from West Africa, though. I met them in Thailand the first time. Until you start to talk with people, you don't understand these things. It's not that I thought that it was poor, or, you know, I'm not going to even come up with anything negative, but it's not that I, you know, looked at some shit on TV and thought that's what it was. You know what I mean? Because all it would take for you is to meet an African doctor, or, you know what I'm saying, some scientist is African, to know that ain't what it is. But it's just like there's this fucking contempt. It seems like coming from, and I'm not just saying other blacks, it's Latins, it's all this other shit, that it's like, where's this shit coming from? I get the programming, but y'all not even taking the time to see if it's real. You know what I mean?